continue on here on NFL Daily, presented by Man Crates. Cam Rogers with you, alongside Tom Downey. Let's talk about the NFL training camp season and some predictions, particularly at the quarterback position.
Quarterbacks are fun.
Yes, quarterbacks are fun, of course.
Not quite the loaded quarterback battles we've seen in the past, but there are some good ones to monitor.
Not too much uncertainty here, but we will start with the Arizona Cardinals. Now, Steve Wilks has been very vocal that Sam Bradford will be the starter for 16-plus games.
Which he's not going to. Sam Bradford will get hurt this year. There's death, taxes, and Bradford getting hurt. Probably a knee injury.
Been since 2012, since he's played in 16 games.
He's not going to do it again. Like, there's just no way this is going to happen. Well, I'll make note of this as well, Cam. Our friends over at BetDSI put together some betting odds on who will be the starting quarterback for some of these teams we're going to go through. Sam Bradford there, minus 320. It's about 5 to 16 odds. If you want to go with the implied probability, you're hanging on about 76%. So heavy favorite there for Sam Bradford. Josh Rosen, 27-ish % in that probability side of things. And Mike Glennon's got like no chance.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised they didn't put him on there because he's not going to be the starting quarterback unless everybody gets hurt.
There's going to be somebody out there that throws some money on Mike Glennon.
Yeah, but I agree with the odds here. I think your winner is going to be Sam Bradford, at least for week 1. By the time we get to week 7, week 8, if Bradford is still healthy, I think you might see some changes there. But in the end, for Bradford, if he's on the field, he will be the starting quarterback, at least early on in the year if Arizona is still in the mix. Once he gets hurt or once Arizona gets eliminated, I think it's going to be Josh Rosen because I thought he was very pro-ready coming out of UCLA. He ran a very pro-style scheme. So Bradford gets the predicted winner, but for Week 17, I bet Rosen is your starting quarterback.
All right, so Bradford is the favorite. We're projecting him to be the starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. Let's take a look now at the New York Jets. This is one of the more interesting battles here. McCown, Bridgewater, Darnold, the favorite, Purgatory, and the Raw Project.
It's a good way to put about it.
That's how I see it.
So McCown and Bridgewater, I think, is the main battle. There's been some hype about Darnold being the starter. I would be kind of surprised by that because he'd be one of the youngest quarterbacks ever to start the merger. And I think he's still very raw. He needs time to develop. And McCown, as he said openly, the best thing I can do is to make sure Darnold is in the best position to succeed long term. And I love that. So here are your BetDSI odds. McCown
pretty tight.
Yeah, a little bit more narrow than you might think. McCown there minus 120, Bridgewater plus 200. You're at about 55, 33% of the probability. And then Darnold's there at about 21-ish. Now, of course, that does not add up to 100 because that's not how the odds work. So don't worry about the 100% thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be way more than 100.
Projected winner, Josh McCown. I mean, it makes the most sense.
I thought about Teddy Bridgewater. I think he could be traded, though, as we mentioned earlier on in the show. I think the Jets really love Sam Darnold, but I think he needs more time to develop. I think the best case for the Jets, at least early on in the year, let McCown be your guy. We saw him last year be better than expected. Now, he wasn't an earth-shattering quarterback. He's never going to be, but he can be a good stopgap option and allow you to have a situation where you can get by with what you have there at quarterback and allow your other guys to develop and go on from that.
And isn't that exactly what the Jets want to do, just get by for now?
And I think the reality is they know.
They're treading water.
Even in the AFC East, which is terrible, they're like, we're not going to beat the Patriots, but if we can hang around the playoff race and let Darnold grow at his own pace, that's the best case outcome for our young quarterback.
All right, so that's the rundown there with the Jets. Be sure to hit us up in comments who you think will win that starting position there at MetLife. All right, folks, you are watching NFL Daily presented by Man Crates. Head to mancrates.com to get the awesome Grill Master Crate for the summer, folks. There is no quicker way to separate the men from the boys than to observe how they manage a steak on the grill. The Grill Master Crate is for the man who's a cool operator when that heat is high.
My grill comes this weekend on Saturday. Can't wait to bust out the grill and this grill crate to go alongside of it. You get a brass knuckle meat tenderizer, a smoker box, steak thermometers, hickory wood chips. I can't wait to bust it out. The grill game's going up to here with this in tow.
There you go, folks. Mancrates.com is the way to go. So we talked about the Jets. We talked about the Cardinals. How about the Buffalo Bills? A.J. McCarron, Nathan Peterman, and Josh Allen.
McCarron and Peterman seems to be the main battle here. Again, much like Darnold, even more so. Josh Allen is raw. He needs time, and you do not want to throw him out there with LaShawn McCoy's future, at least in question as of this exact moment. A receiving core led by Zay Jones, Kelvin mentioned a bunch of dudes no one has ever heard of, and Charles Clay, and an iffy offensive line. That's not a good way to grow a young quarterback in Josh Allen. I think in the end, Cam, it's a battle between McCarron and Nathan Peterman, who the Bills just seem to love for some reason, and at least early on in OTAs and minicamp because of the familiarity there with the scheme, he was actually working ahead of A.J. McCarron, which is why it's a surprise to me in the BetDSI odds. A.J. McCarron,
wow,
about 2 to 3 odds, minus 150, then Josh Allen, then it's Nathan Peterman.
Now that's interesting, Tom.
That's 41 to 5 odds.
I'm throwing a little change on Peterman.
That's about 11% implied odds there. Sign me up for that odds with Nathan Peterman. I don't know if he's actually going to win the job, but the risk-reward ratio is worth betting on right there.
Absolutely.
I like those odds. But, Cam, unfortunately, I think McCarron wins the job in the end.
Our projections are pretty chalky here. A.J. McCarron is the guy for the Buffalo Bills here. I actually talked about it this morning as well, Tom. I think he will be the starter in Week 1. There's no way in heck that Josh Allen starts Week 1. That would be the biggest mistake of the Bills franchise, and there has been a lot of them in that history. So for McCarron, he's the guy.
I am not a huge A.J. McCarron fan. I think that some of his numbers were inflated by the Bengals, and he couldn't surpass Dalton. I think it was pretty obvious why. I just don't think he's all that good. I think he's an average game manager at best. But I dislike Nathan Peterman even more. So
when you throw all those interceptions.
I mean, like, it was funny, like, watching that game and going back and looking at, like, my notes for Nathan Peterman. It was lining up almost exactly. Like, one of my key notes was he throws off his back foot under pressure, and 2 of the picks, guess what happened? Threw off his back foot under pressure and got it picked off.
Made you look like a genius.
Sometimes I do things right. Not all the time, just some of the time.
Who should start for the Bills? Let us know in comments. We're on YouTube Live as well as Facebook Live. All right, we got the Browns to talk about as well. Tyrod Taylor versus Baker Mayfield. It's Tyrod for now.
It's really not much of a race at this point. Now, we're going to put Mayfield at the number 2 spot. Drew Stanton, early on in OTA's minicamp, worked a lot with the 2s because he just had more familiarity there. And then if anyone can tell me B. Roback's first name, either in the comments or in the office, I will be very impressed by, because
I got nothing, man.
No one knows who that guy is. Double bonus points if you know where he went to school at, because no one does. I do, though, and I'll answer this after we finish up the Browns discussion here. But this is Tyrod Taylor's job, at least for Week 1. We'll see how he fares, how the Browns fare, and then in the end, how long do they wait till give Baker the job? Because at some point, he is going to be your starting quarterback.
And BetDSI, very much in favor of Tyrod.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer. Minus 600, absolutely massive odds there. About 86% is the implied probability. It's going to be Tyrod Taylor, plain and simple.
All right, so there you go. Projected winner there for the Cleveland Browns, Tyrod Taylor, but doesn't necessarily mean he's a long-term answer. In fact, I don't think he is, to be honest with you. I think Baker will be ushered in eventually.
Yeah, I think at some point you'll see that be the case for Tyrod Taylor. I think that I like Tyrod Taylor, but I think everyone in the world knows he is a stopgap in the end for the Browns. I love Baker. I think he's very pro-ready and prepared to go, but the Browns want to go with the more experienced option.
All right, type A for Mayfield, type B for Tyrod Taylor. Who should start for the Browns at quarterback in Week 1? Let us know in comments. Let's check in with the Baltimore Ravens now and talk about Joe Flacco versus Lamar Jackson, and then there's, of course, Robert Griffin III there as that third quarterback in Baltimore.
It's Flacco.
It's Flacco.
It's Flacco. I couldn't resist, Cam. I wanted to troll you and put up Lamar Jackson, but I thought better of it.
Triggered.
This is Flacco's job. With that said, though, you will see Jackson get some snaps with or without Flacco on the field. That's going to happen this year for Baltimore in a potentially a slash Cordell Stewart type of role. By the way, I just realized I skipped over B. Roback. That is Brogan Roback, went to Eastern Michigan.
Eastern Michigan. There you go.
Cardinal directional Michigan teams. Okay. There you go. So Flacco there, he's going to be your winner. But at some point, Cam, this is going to be Lamar Jackson's job unless he's a complete disaster in camp a la Paxton Lynch. As for Flacco, maybe this finally lit a fire under them. Maybe just a little bit.
I think he's hella motivated, Tom. I really do. I think he is going to come out at the regular season at the beginning for Baltimore and play better than what we have seen the last couple of years. Maybe 2014 version of Joe Flacco with a good run game and an offensive line that is meshing well together. So let us know in comments who should start for the Baltimore Ravens. We want to hear from you guys here on NFL Daily.